I know I keep banging on about sitting in silence for 20 minutes, and there is a reason, because I think one of the biggest problems for overwhelmed women isn't that we don't know how to cope. It's that our brains almost never get a moment when they're not being asked to cope with something. Think about your average day. Someone needs you, your phone pings, you're answering a message while thinking about dinner, while remembering you need to book the dentist, while mentally replaying something somebody said yesterday. Even when you sit down, you're scrolling. Even when you're driving, there's a podcast on. Even when you're cleaning, there's music playing. There is almost always input, and your brain has to process all of it all the time. So when I started sitting for 20 minutes with absolutely nothing to do, no meditation, no music, no podcast, no scrolling, I realised that I wasn't very good at being still. In fact, some days, 20 minutes of silence felt harder than going to the gym. And that truly fascinated me, because why should doing absolutely nothing feel so uncomfortable? Partly because when you remove the external input, your brain doesn't just switch off. It's quite the opposite. There's a network in your brain called the default mode network, which becomes particularly involved when your attention isn't constantly being pulled towards the outside world. It's involved in things like processing your experiences, thinking about yourself, accessing memories, and imagining your future. So in other words, when everything else finally shuts up, you get the chance to hear what's happening inside. And that is why I keep talking about silence. Not because I want overwhelmed women to become brilliant meditators. I couldn't care less whether you can meditate or not. I want us to practice creating tiny pockets in our lives where absolutely nobody needs anything from us. Not our children, not our work, not social media, nobody. 20 minutes where the world can wait. Because I'm beginning to think we don't need another thing to do to feel better. We need somewhere we can finally stop.